Good day to you. We are going to take a look at Bitcoin to see what it did since yesterday. I'll go straight into screen share and we'll start at looking at my webpage and then we go into the charts of Bitcoin. So I'm going to screen share right now. Okay, here you see my website, and as always, I'm asking you to take a look at the disclaimer and read it if you have not read it yet. So read the disclaimer and the risk warning. There you have it. And you have the same thing in French and German. I'll show you right away. My services, as always, are available here. So one-on-one coaching, investment consulting, OPM, and my payment methods are just next to it. You get a commission of 10% if you recommend me. Don't forget that by recommending my services, you get a commission of 10%. Okay, that's all I want to say about my website. I'll show you the French disclaimer and risk warning, and just pause it in order to see it, if you have not read it. And the German disclaimer. Okay, and now we will jump into the charts. So Bitcoin is right now at 7,758, if that is up to date. That should be the price of Bitcoin right now. We'll start with the 30-minute chart. 7,767. So that's the 30-minute chart, and we did get just a drop recently. I'll take notes as always, so give me a second. On the 30-minute chart, we are on a 2 down without confirmation. 2 down without confirmation. On the 1 hour chart, we are on a 4 down with confirmation. 4 down with confirmation. And let's see what it did. It went quite low, 7,400, twice 7,400, and 7,400 hold twice. But we are heading there again. So what do I think? I don't think it will hold again. Yeah, I think it will end up cracking and we should go lower. 2 hour chart, you are on a 3 down with confirmation. 3 down with confirmation. Makes me wonder, all the top analysts I have seen, they were also bullish. How come we dropped? I thought we go straight to the moon. Not all were bullish, but most of them were bullish. Most of them were sitting in long positions. And for me, the charts told me that we were grossly overbought and that we go lower. And they kept believing that we go higher. The last top analyst I have watched on YouTube. They all have a huge crowd, well, not that much, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people watching them. I have nearly nobody watching me, but but from time to time I get the direction right, and they don't. Anyways, let's go back. There are times I'm wrong too, of course, but I thought we go lower and we went lower. As you can see, there's resistance above. We are below all the moving averages. That's bearish. Let's go to the 3 hour chart. 3-hour chart, we are bearish 2. And we are on a 2 with confirmation. Two down with confirmation. So short term, everything is pointing down. For short term down with confirmation. Let's look at my intermediate chart. That's which start with the 4-hour chart. So the 4-hour chart is on a 1 down without confirmation. 1 down without confirmation. The 5-hour chart is on a 6 down with confirmation. 6 down with confirmation. Okay. As you can see, that moving average right now is holding the price up, and it's the 100, I think, or 200 EMA. And it's holding the price up. But it should not hold very long. We should break below it. 6-hour chart, we are on a 5 down with confirmation. 5 down with confirmation. 8-hour chart, we are on a 4 down with confirmation. 4 down with confirmation. 10-hour chart, we are on a 4 down with confirmation. No, I'm mistaking. Yes, 10-hour chart, we are on a 4 down with confirmation. 12-hour chart, we are on a 2 down with confirmation. So it tells you that there's a lot of downside still coming. Those moving average will be some support, but we should go through them. 15-hour chart, we are on a 1 down without confirmation. 1 down without confirmation. And the 1-day chart, we are on a 1 down without confirmation. So all those experts I was talking about thought a couple of days ago when we were here that we will break out to new highs. At least they thought, and they were in long positions. So I did not think that will happen, and it did not. Anyways, there should be a lot of more downside. I expect us to go down to here, at least. Somewhere around here. So there should be a lot of more downside coming. We are still extremely high and extremely overbought. Two-day chart, we are on a 4 down with confirmation. 3-day chart, we are on a 3 down with without confirmation. 3-day chart. 4-day chart, we are on a 2 down without confirmation. 5-day chart, we are on a 2 down without confirmation. 6-day chart, we are on a 5 up with confirmation. Okay, let's take a small, as you can see, the moving averages are down here, and I expect us to retest those moving averages. Right now we are overbought, and we should be retesting those moving averages. I hope that they will hold, and that we then can confirm bull market. But we have to see how things looks once we get there. 1 week chart, you're on a 9. Sell. 2 week chart, you're on a 7 up with confirmation. 3 week chart, you're on a 5 up with confirmation. 1 month chart, you're on a 4 up with confirmation. 2 month chart, you're on a 1 up without confirmation. 3 month chart, you're on a 1 up without confirmation. And 4 month chart, you are on a 3 down without confirmation. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 downs. Okay, TD sequential tells you that we are going down. Short term is a down with confirmation, intermediate term is a down with confirmation, and long term is a down. Well, I would rather give it an up, but the shorter time frames look down. 1 day up to 5 days are on a down, so I give it a down. It's 6 out of 13. I give it a down without confirmation. So TD sequential tells us that we are going down. Yesterday we were at 7,988, and TD sequential was telling us that we go up. I did not believe in TD sequential and said we will go down, and we are right. Today TD sequential tells us that we go down, and we will see tomorrow if we do go down or not. Right now we are at 7,771 or 65. Let's keep it at 71. It changes all the time. And we'll see, we take a look at the TD sequential tomorrow to find out if we are going down as it predicts or not. Next are the EMAs. So I'll start with the short time frame. I will take a look at the 2-hour time frame. 2-hour time frame is negative. Now I'll take a look at the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is negative too. Yesterday they were both flat. 6-hour is, I give it a flat. And then 1 day and 1 week should be positive. Let's take a look. 1 day is still positive, and 1 week is also positive. Okay, now we take a look at the SMA. And we should be crossing a little later, around here. We will get a golden cross, and then price should be attracted into the golden cross, and then we could bounce up and start a new bull market. That would be the confirmation of a bull market, and this would be a great entry point if you want to enter a long position. But we have to wait for that. It should occur according to my forecast on the 29th of July 2019. Let's go to the next chart, which is COPOC and ADX. So the first one should be flat. Yes, I still give that a flat, and the other ones are pointing down. So that's my first bearish chart. This tells me that the bear market is not over. I have to take note about that, because right now we are not pointing up on all those, on COPOC and ADX. Now we are going to take a look at Bollinger Band. Bollinger Band. Let's start with the 2 hour. I think that it is straightforward. 2 hour is negative, 4 hour is negative, 6 hour is negative, 1 day is negative, and 1 week. 1 week I think is positive, but everything below 1 week is negative. Yesterday, 2 hour was positive, 4 hour was positive, 6 hour was positive, or flat, I don't remember, I just changed it, and 1 day is negative. So today, everything is negative except 1 week and 1 month. So you only have 2 positive, and the rest is negative. Let's look at the next chart. I'm just going back because I'm not sure that I went high enough, because I'm looking at the 1 month too. No, I only went to the 1 week. 1 day is negative, and 1 week is positive, and the 1 month will also be positive. Yes, but we are close to going negative on the 1 month. Next chart is MACD. I'll start with the 2 hour time frame, and 2 hour time frame is negative. It was negative yesterday too. The 4 hour chart is negative. It was positive yesterday, so that changed. The 6 hour chart is still positive, but it will soon be negative. The 1 day chart is negative. It was negative yesterday too. The 1 week chart is positive, and the 1 month chart will also be positive. Yes, it's positive. Next indicator is Kaufman, and then we take a look at stochastic. So let's start with Kaufman. 2 hour is negative. It was positive yesterday, today it's negative. 4 hour is negative. It was positive yesterday. 6 hour is negative. It was negative also yesterday. 1 day is negative. It was negative yesterday too. And 1 week is positive. It was positive yesterday. And 1 month is negative. It was negative yesterday too. Okay, now let's take a look at the stochastic. Stochastic is negative on the 2 hour time frame. It was negative yesterday. On the 4 hour time frame, it is negative. It was negative yesterday too. On the 6 hour time frame, it is negative. It was negative yesterday too. The 1 day, well, the 1 day, I want to say unfortunately, but it's not up to me to decide, but the 1 day is still positive. And it was positive yesterday too. The 1 week is negative. It was negative yesterday too. And 1 month is still positive. So you have 2 positive and all the rest is negative according to stochastic. We're going to take a look at the candlestick patterns. And 1 month is negative. 1 week is negative. And 1 day is still positive. So you have 1 positive and 2 negative. That's the RSI band. And RSI band on the 1 week is positive. on the 1 day, we are positive up here, I would say, and negative up here, but I have to check. Well, we are sitting on the line, so it's hard to say. Anyways, when you sit now we are slightly below the line. Anyways, when you're close to that line, just look at the directional index oscillator and see if it's green or red. And right now it's red, so it's negative. On the 1 day and the 6 hour is negative too, and looking badly. Next indicator is an indicator that I quite like because there is the directional movement index, and it tells me when we are going down, as I always tell you. So right now we are looking at a 6 hours time frame. So the 6 hours is less important than 1 week, but let's go over it. It's negative, negative, positive, and negative. Everything is negative. Yesterday the first one was positive. Today it's negative. And the last one is negative. So you only have the squeezy momentum index that is positive, but the rest is negative. And if we go to the 1 week chart, as I'm always telling you, when we touch ADX, we go lower. So I'm expecting us to go lower. But the rest is still positive. Next indicator is the parabolic S and R and Heiken-Ashi candlestick. Parabolic S and R is positive on the 3 week, and it's positive on the 2 week, just as Heiken-Ashi candlesticks are. Since the parabolic is positive on both of those time frames, I think that the bear market is over. That the bottom is in, to be exact. Next, we look at fractals and at the OXO indicator. Fractals, let's start with 6 hour. 6 hour is positive. I don't give too much weight to it, but as you see here, it's positive, we went up, here's negative, we went down, here's positive, and we go down, so it does not always work. But here it was negative and we went down. Here it was negative too, we went up a little. So it does not always work. But I'll take a look at it just for fun. 6 hour, next one is 12 hour. 12 hour is negative. Then we take a look at 1 week. 1 week is still negative. And we take a look at 1 month. 1 month is positive. Now let's take a look at OXO. OXO is negative on the 6 hour chart. On the 1 week chart, it is still positive, and then it will be positive on all higher time frames. Now we're going to take a look at elastic volume weighted moving average, at unbalanced volume, and at Williams percentage error. So they are on the 1 week, everything is positive, but here we are breaking down. So that's negative on percentage error. But anyways, I still give it a positive on all the time frames on 1 week. And if we look at the 6 hour time frame, we are negative. The first two are negative. 6 hour. The first two are negative. This to me points more down than up, so I'm saying negative. So 6 hour, I give a negative on every time frame, on every indicator. Next, So here we're looking at the KK indicator MAs, the candle-weighted unbalanced volume, net force index, and modified rate of change. So for the first one, on the 6-hour time frame, we are negative. It was positive yesterday, but today it's negative. The second one is still positive. The third one, I have to check, is negative. The third one is negative, was positive yesterday. And the last one is negative. Now let's look at the 1 week. It is positive, negative, and that's quite important, and positive. So net force is negative, and when net force is negative, it doesn't look too good. Normally you can get quite a drop. Here net force was negative and we dropped a lot. Here net force is negative again, and we should drop a lot again. So be aware, here net force was negative a lot, and the bear market just started. So net force is important, and net force is negative right now on the 1 week. Combined DMI moving average is negative on the 6-hour chart. Here we have the parabolic stop, we have smoothed rate of change, we have B3 directional trend index, we have the composite movement index and the force index. So on the 6-hour, first is negative, second is negative, third is negative. Fourth indicator is negative, and the last indicator is negative too. Everything is negative on the 6-hour chart. So I'm just going to write that down. Negative, negative. B3 yesterday was positive, but today it's negative. Composite movement index was positive yesterday, but it's negative today. And net and force index was positive yesterday. Today it's negative. Now let's look at the 12-hour to see if that one has changed. So the first one is still positive, but the second one, third one, fourth one, and fifth one is negative. Just the first one is positive. The rest is all negative. Composite movement index was positive yesterday. Today it's negative, and force is negative. It was negative yesterday too. Let's jump to the next time frame, which is the 1 week. So 1 week is positive, positive. Here I have to look negative and positive. So we only have the composite movement index, which is negative, but the rest is positive. Okay, my next chart is the parabolic letter, RSI, commodity channel index, and ELTA market thermometer. We'll start with the 6-hour. The 6-hour, the first one is negative, second one is negative, third one is negative, fourth one is high. So the fourth one, yesterday it was low, but at least according to my notes, and it was also, but today it's high. So today you have quite some market movement, but it's all negative. It's all negative. The moon boys should not be so happy right now, because for them, according to them, we always go to the moon. Whenever, whatever happens, it does not matter. Well, and if we don't go into the moon, it's because the market is manipulated. It's not because they took the wrong decision. It's always because the market is manipulated. But it's manipulated today. It won't be manipulated tomorrow. That's why tomorrow we'll go for sure to the moon. Okay, anyways, let's get back to reality. And on the 6-hour chart, everything is negative. I don't care about the moon boys who think that we will go to the moon. My indicator tells me that we are negative on the 6-hour chart. Let's look at the 1-day chart. 1-day chart, everything is negative and the last one is low. No, the first indicator is positive actually on the 1-day chart, but the rest is negative. And we are low according to the market thermometer. Okay, now let's look at the 1-week chart. 1-week chart. The first indicator is positive, this RSI is negative, the third indicator is positive, and the last indicator is high. So I have to write that down. People, I'm taking notes. That's my job. My job is to take notes, to look at those charts and take notes and make financial decisions. So I have to do my job correctly. Seriously, I cannot be just dreaming and thinking about the moon all the time. I have to think about reality. So reality tells me that the first indicator is positive, as I just said, on the 1 week. Second indicator is negative. On the 1 week, yesterday it was positive, but today we are negative, if you look at RSI. Third indicator is positive, and fourth indicator is high on the 1 week. So I hope I did not screw that up, and I'm going to the next chart, which is the 1 month. 1 month first indicator is negative, and the rest is all positive, but we are low. So the first is negative, the rest is positive, and we are low. Yes. So last month there was a lot of activity. This month, for now, there's still not a lot of activity, but the month has not ended yet. Let's take a look at the next indicator, which is the ultimate bar analysis, RSI, Robo Average Directional Index, KK Data Dynamic Index. Okay, let's take a look at all that. We are on the 1 month chart, and 1 month chart tells me that everything, it tells me that the first indicator is positive, the third and the fourth, but the second indicator is negative. So the second indicator is negative, the rest is positive. Yes. Let's take a look at the 1 week chart. 1 week chart. It's positive, 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 and positive. Everything is positive according to the 1 week chart. Nothing has changed from yesterday to today. The 1 day chart. No, I'm looking at the 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart is negative on the first indicator. It's negative on the second indicator. It's negative on the third indicator, and it's even negative on the last indicator. So the last indicator was still positive yesterday, but today it's negative. And if the 12-hour chart is negative, the 6-hour chart, everything should be negative too. Yes, everything is negative on the 6-hour chart. Ultimate bar, yesterday was flat, today it's negative. And Trader Dynamic Index yesterday was flat, today it's negative. Okay, we'll jump into the next indicators. So here I'm taking a look at the Fibonacci wave month, Fibonacci candlestick. Let's take a look at the 1 month, which is positive. No, well, I wanted to look at the 1 month. I was telling myself, oh my God, there were a lot of positive months, but actually it's not the case. We only have 3 positive months, which is a lot, which is a lot, which is a lot. So 1 month is positive and 3 weeks is also positive. Yes. MACD and RSI strategy is positive. Let's start with the 1 month. It's positive. Let's look at the 6-hour. 6-hour should be negative, but let's look at it. No, 6-hour is still positive. Unbelievable. Okay, so if the 6-hour is positive, everything in between should be positive too. And then we look at volume, accumulation volume. I'll take a look at the 1 month, which is positive. And I will take a look at the 1 week, which is also positive, dropping but positive. Commodity index, the last indicator, is positive on the 1 week, and it's positive on the 6 hour. So still positive. Has not changed for now. Next indicator is one of my favorite indicators, the multi-indicator. And my multi-indicator tells me the same thing as always, because I'm looking at the 1 week chart and it takes a long time. It's as you can see, the first correction starts to look like a correction, but we have much more to go. We have much more to go. Remember that that does not count because it's too close to the bottom. And if you compare to last time, we had a lot of correction. The first one doesn't count too close to the bottom, but then you get a lot of correction every time between 30 and 40%. So we badly need a correction right now, and it should take us to here, which is 5.5K. It should take us to 5.5K according to what is probabilistic, to what we can expect. Even if the moon boys always think we go to the moon. Let's see who will be right. If we get the badly needed correction or if we go to the moon. This indicator is positive on every time frame. So there's not much to talk about. We can look at ADX. ADX is trending. Next indicator is positive. That moving average, I think it's the moving average, the green one. Let's see if I can find that out. No, it doesn't look like it will tell me. Yes, it does. It is the EMA. So the 7 EMA, if that's the 7 EMA, who knows? But this one is positive and it held the price up. It did quite a good job holding the price up. It held the price from here up to here for now, which is great. But I'm expecting it to break. I'm expecting it to break, and I think we go down to the yellow line, and the yellow line is also an EMA. It's 77 EMA. So I expect us to go down to the EMA, the yellow one. I think that the numbers are right. That's the number the indicator gives me, so I expect them to be right. I haven't done the math myself. Now, next indicator, Ichimoku. We are negative because we are in the cloud, but negative because we're in the cloud, and negative because the arrow is pointing down. I'm expecting a green arrow. What I want to see is a green arrow like this, telling me that the bull market has started, but for now we are missing it. And we are still in the cloud. I will be happy once we go out of the cloud and we get the green indicator. But for now, we have two. We have two negative, and is there any positive? I should say there is, but I don't see it right now. Where's the positive? I don't see the positive. I'm sorry. So I don't know. According to that indicator, we are negative. 3 out of 3. First one is the arrow. Second one is the cloud. And what's the third one? There should be a third one. Maybe they're not. There are only 2 indicators. Well, you can say we made it into the cloud. That's positive, but it's not enough for me. So I'll say it's negative 2 out of 2. Just checking that I'm taking the notes under the right indicator. Well, I was not. Anyways, it's negative 2 out of 2. Now the next indicator, let's see if it's the right indicator. Yes, this indicator is positive 2 out of 3. Why is it positive 2 out of 3? It is positive 2 out of 3 because we have the arrows pointing up and the O's above the candles, which is positive. The only negative thing is that we are still in the cloud. Next indicator is all positive, 3 out of 3. Then we look at one more Ichimoku cloud, and here we are positive because the green line is above the red line, but we're negative because we are in the cloud. So 1 out of 2. Now an indicator that I like, the math indicator, Murray's math indicator, and he tells us that this was resistance that we could not break. Well, we closed once above it, but then went under it again. And now we're heading for the next resistance level, which is 6,289. And the bottom was at the last indicator, the last line, which is 4,059. So now if you go down, we should not break 4,059. But I'm expecting the middle indicator, I expect us to go a little below the middle indicator, or it could hold at 6,286. That would be around 30%. I'm not checking now. Well, let's check. Since I can check it fast, yes, it would be 31%. So that would qualify for a correction. We could go only to that point. That would qualify for a correction for me. Next indicator is Oscar Simple Trend, Ichimoku, and NVT. So Oscar Simple Trend, Ichimoku is positive on the 1 day and the 1 week. But if we look at NVT, we see that we are pointing down, that we broke, that is, I think it's a moving average again, that line. Let's see if I can check. Well, it does not say, but I think it's a moving average. We broke below that line and we are pointing down. So that's negative. We fell quite a lot, but we still have to fall more than that. It's still red. And here it's red too. We have to start falling. Just as we did fall here, we have to start falling again. Or we did fall here, we have to start falling again. We did fall here, but we still had to fall. So we need to fall more because the red has to go away. Now let's look at my best parabolic SRR. On the 6 hour, we are still positive, but as soon as the candle closes, it will be negative. On the 1 day, we are negative. On the 5 days, we are still positive. And 1 week and 1 month will be positive too. Yes. Next, we are looking at safe zone and chandelier. So safe zone, we are just holding above the stop loss point from safe zone, but we went below it already. And the next stop loss is at 7,060. So I'm expecting both of them to break. And here we have the Don Chen channel. And right now it is negative. Yes. Okay, that was all. Don't forget to look at my website if you're interested in my services, in coaching or whatever. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. Okay, thank you. See you next time. If everything goes right and I find the time, we'll talk tomorrow. If everything goes right, according to plan. If I can find the time to do it. I hope I'll do. I try. Okay? Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow or the day after that, if I can't make it tomorrow. Tomorrow I have quite some appointments, so I'm not sure that I will make it, but I'll give it a try. I'll try, okay? See you. Bye-bye.